Hello, welcome back to a special session of Node.js. It will going just a good session for the Node.js. So keep watching and keep eyes on this session for now. Then we are going to just study like what is Node and how it works and what is the process, why we require Node nowadays. So basically, Node is a runtime environment of JavaScript. There are other runtime environment, that is the browser. Means JavaScript can be run into a browser as well as Node. But when JavaScript runs in the browser, then why we will require Node? This is the question. The requirement of the Node is because the browser only gives a client side things, and it is not just for a server side. Means we cannot serve a file, we cannot just read and write the things freely. So for making server, we are using Node nowadays. So let's explore the power of Node and how it works. So let's share my screen and learn about the Node. I'm going to my screen. Yes, this is my screen and this is my editor, VS Code editor. Okay, so I clean the code, and now the question is, what is Node? So we have covered what is Node and why we are going to use Node. This is the important part, why we are going to use Node. There are some key features of the Node, like we can create a server, we can serve a file from the backend, and we can if we are going to make a quick response, a small app or multi bigger app, then we can use Node as a server, as a backend server. So it is very quick, and it handle multiple requested at a time, because it uh, follow the async operation in the running things, and it is totally event driven architecture, event driven architecture. So it is totally depend on the events. And now we are going to explore the module which is already inbuilt in the Node. That there are some core modules, that is uh, OS module, and FS module means file system, and HTTP module, and a fourth one module is file system HTTP. Okay, URL module HTTP. There are URL module, file system, path module, and there are lots of module in the Node. But we are going to explore these 4 or 5 module step by step. So first we are going to explore OS module. Basically, by OS module we can just explore the operating system, means where our program is running, what is the host name, and what is the home directory, and there are many methods in the OS. So we can monitor the things which is related to the operating system. So suppose we have a os const os and require, this is the import method, require os. So we imported the os module, and now we are able to implement os. So suppose we are going to console.log os dot architecture. Suppose we want to know what is the architecture of this machine. So going to run just node index.js, and we can see here x64 means this machine is made x64, mean it has a architecture x64. There are other architecture like a 32-bit, and this is the x64-bit. So this is the architecture. We can also uh, fetch the like information like how many memory it has free memory. So like for memory, like yes, we can also fetch the CPU's configuration, CPU's information, and and so on. So there are many methods. Sorry, we are not put the braces, so it gives the error. So there are many methods. Yes. So this is the all object related CPU's object means which user, there are many users. So with the all user, and it gives the uh, all the system information like this is the 349780 user, this is 052 user, and this has his 7099, and as so on. There are many users and there are many information. So we can also find the host name like os.host name, our home directory. But now we can just take a view on host name. So what is the host name of my system? We can clearly see by running this command. And yeah, here we go. This is the celestial system cr00.local. This is the host name of this system. So this is the total use of os. Means we can take information, we can log the information, we can just explore the things, means where our machine is running, and we can monitor the things uptime. Also we can monitor uptimes, means os dot uptimes in a second. Just 1 minute. Yes, and run again the command. Yes, we can see 30,872 second. And again, if we are going to run, then it may be some extra, I mean 10-second extra. Okay, so this is the use of os module in the node.js. Now we are going to see file system. What is the meaning, means what is the work of file system? So basically file system is for reading or writing the files. There are some methods like either it is writable, readable, or duplex, or transferable. So there are four things we can manipulate the files in, just in a four methods. And so we can just write a code const fs equals to require which module, fs module. So this is fs module which we require for running the file system. So we can just, we have a in the left corner we have only index.js, and there are no extra file except index.js. So we can create, but there are some general information, that is we can run the code in three types, that is the synchronous type, either synchronous or asynchronous or promising, means as a promise type. So promise, asynchronous, synchronous, there are some methods, there are some things where we can find our code. First we will use like a synchronous type, means behaves, node.js behaves like a when node.js behaves like a synchronous, and when node.js behaves like a asynchronous, which is the good for our programming, which are good for our programming, which are not good for our programming. So let's see which are good. So let's see, we can import, yes. So const file1 equals to fs dot uh, write file sync. This method provides a synchronous behavior, file reading behavior. So suppose we if we have a file, then it goes to write, and if we have not a file, then it create file and write the necessary string, necessary things. So we are going to suppose we are going to give the path where my file and the name is exist txt, suppose, and this is the writable. So this is the file name, and the things we can also give the encoding like utf-8, utf-8 encoding. So when we just run the command, and what we can see in the left side, there is a new file, that is the name shivam.txt. So this is the new file generated by this simple line, but there is, yes, utf, we can write utf, just here provided the things which we are going to write, not it is related to encoding. So here it is related to which syntax we want to give. Shivam is a programmer. So suppose this is the sentence, Shivam is a programmer, I want to write in a file. So run the command again, and now we are going to see, yeah, Shivam is a programmer, so it writes the string in the file. So how we can just, we can also console it in the console command, like console.log, sorry, we can also read the files. Suppose const file2 equals to fs dot read file sync, and this we are going to give the path of the file txt. This is the simple method, and now we are going to give a encoding system like utf-8 or not. If we are not going to, if we didn't give, or we does not give any encoding, then it gives the buffer value. Let's check how it gives buffer value. So suppose I'm going to console.log, and file 2. So now we can rerun. Yes, in the console, this value is buffered value. How we can find the readable value? Then we are going to give the encoding system, that is UTF-8. Now we are able to read these above values. Yes, CEO is a programmer. So this approach is known as synchronous approach in the file system. And also we can pass a flag here, like mm, flag A means append. When every time when we run the command, it append in the file. Suppose this Shivam is a programmer, Shivam is a programmer, and again if run, there are 3 times, so we can append the writing method, and this is the reading method with synchronous behavior. So what is next? That is asynchronous behavior. Suppose we are going to write asynchronous behavior in the file system. So this is only file write file, but there is a catch. When we are going to write asynchronous behavior, means callback behavior, sorry, uh, uh, like a callback behavior, then it takes the path, and second argument should be what? Should be a callback function like this, and it has two parameter: error, either error or result, either error or result. And now we are going to handle we are going to handle the things. Suppose we are going to not only write, we are going to read. Just read file. Okay, so there is also assume.txt is we can read. So this is code, and if we put if condition, if error, then what should we do? Console dot log that error and return back, return. And if not error, then console dot log result. Okay, so now we are going to run the things and everything is okay. No, just UTF-8, give the encoding system between callbacks and path. So we are going to run the command. Yes, this is correct. If we are not we do not give any callback type, this type of structure, then it is not handle the things. And we can also see how it is asynchronous. Console dot log, suppose Shivam 1, or start and console dot log, and then the by the structure it will be print first start, then end, and then after the result. Let's see what happened. Yes, start, end, and then the content. So basically, this is the file system. We can create, we can unlink, we can read file. There are some other things like stream, means we can just put a write stream and read stream for a bigger data. And there are other approach like a promise approach. We can also just put here dot promises, and we can use promises and just for put the async await a function, so we can handle this type of operation. Other is http. Then going to quick overview of http. Basically http used for creating the web servers. So if we are going to create a web server, then we should use http in the core node. So this is the http module, and require http. Suppose there are a method const server equals to http dot create server. Create server is a function, and it takes a callback, and there are two parameter, request and response parameter. And then we can write in this, and we are going to listen at which port we are running. So server dot listen. Suppose it also takes a port 4010 randomly, and takes a callback function, maybe error. Just handle the error. If any error, console.log, and console the error. If not, then console log server is running on port number 4010. Sorry, 10. Okay, so now let's start the server and see what will happen. Yes, server is running on port number, just 1 minute, number. We can stop, control C, and then start the server. Okay, so server is running on port number this. So this is the step when we start the server and create the server. So how we can just find the request and response the things. So here we are going to decide like right head. It is important, means which type of content we are going to deliver. It takes object second, and this is content type. We can give content type like a plain text, text, plain or just HTML or anything we can give. So and other things like response dot end. This is the method which response will send the data from the server. Hello, I am your new server. Okay, so now let's check, is this running or not? Local, yes. What's going on? Server is running. Response dot end. Text. Why it is running? There is an issue. Local. Is there any issue? Why it is not running? Just close the things. Local host. Just check. 40. Is this correct? Local. Okay, this is just, yes, this site can't be reached. Okay. Okay. So a request response right head explain content type text this. Okay. So there are some issue. We can normally send this site can't be reached. Is this correct? 4010. Okay, just one minute. Yes, hello, I am your new server. Now it is running. So I think there is problem in response dot right head. Maybe. Just let's check. Yes, now it is working. So we can send the response, and we can also send write the files like response dot write hello, I am your automatic writing. And just send. Yes, hello, I am your automatic writing. So we can create a server, we can give the response, and we can also send the files from here. Just read a file and send on the network. And we can also take a URL, like which URL we are going to follow, and URL equals to require URL. This is also inbuilt module in the node. So here we can give the condition if URL dot if URL dot path, sorry, URL equals to slash, we can just console it if we are going to confuse what is this. So console URL. Now run the server again and refresh. We can see this is the huge object of the URL. Yes, URL, parse, resolve, URL. Okay. Can just URL. Okay, now left it. I will explore how URL works, and there are something where it is like gives this dot slash and as so on. So now we are going to path. That is, a path means we can explore the path directory and we can join the two path to our more than path, and we can also path dot resolve have a method like it gives the absolute path of the file, so we can explore all of these. Thank you, and we'll make a new direct video on this. Okay.